yeah, it was in late 2015 we first had a meeting in the studio. We just got a few people together. A lot of these people hadn't even met each other before. They're just some people that had some connections to me, some people that had just suggested I've got someone that can come along. And we just sat down with a bunch of notes and said, all right, what could we do?
I think I was at work at the theatre one night, and Brett Tippett came in to do some work there, and as always we had a bit of a chat, and he said, I've been thinking about doing this TV show, and I just went, yep, straight away, I want to be involved.
And I sort of just, as you do, naturally got involved in the conversation and said, I'll just put my hand up, said I'll be involved in that. If you need a hand doing anything, I'll be in it. So, and here I am 2 years later, yeah.
Had to be a part of it. Who wouldn't want to be a part of something this amazing?
What an opportunity. I mean, this is something I have always wanted to do. I think by the time I got to my mid-30s, probably earlier than that, I was thinking, well, that time's gone. I'm not going to be able to do that. Hopefully there's opportunities to do radio around here. So the opportunity to be involved with a music program that is about something that I love, it's live music and it's about Gippsland, and to be able to do it here at home is amazing. Like, it wasn't to be expected.
Working for 10 odd years in a job which is very black and white and not very creative, I thought this would be a great avenue to hone my creative skills, and as it's turned out, it's been a good opportunity to do that.
I built this recording studio about 12 years ago, and you know, it's essentially my second home. And by doing this from here and having, you know, our 15 crew in every month, and as well as the other days we're doing things, I really am inviting them into my home. We cook the meals for our guests and for all our crew. We open up our everything to them, and you know, essentially while they're here, they're our guests and they have you know, free run of the place.
What I've seen over the 30 years that I've been playing in the Valley is the thing that I've really loved seeing Spectrum do is reunite the music community. There's a lot of good musicians here of all kinds of ages, young, old, and what I've really enjoyed seeing is, I guess it's re-established this network of musicians again, and introduced these young players who are that we've seen on the show, who are amazing, have been able to get in touch with people they wouldn't normally meet in the music game.
There really isn't anywhere else around anymore that you could get to work in television on this sort of program. It just doesn't exist in Australian TV anymore, so to be able to come in and do it and work in this environment is really a unique opportunity for anybody, really, so I couldn't say no to it.
When I left school, I was probably 17 or 18, I wanted to work at Channel 9, and I actually went for an interview and went through that whole process, and of course being inexperienced and everything, you're not going to get it, they just sit there and laugh at you basically. So it was always a bit of a dream to be involved in TV somehow.
As a team, what we've been able to achieve on a very limited budget, and to produce a show that's shown essentially around the world every month is it's mind-blowing, really. You know, I've really enjoyed going out and making stories and talking to people. In this series in particular, we had a couple of focus on some artists. Early in the season, we spoke to Sandy Clark. We took Jeff out and spoke to Sandy Clark. We did the Weekend Rock Stars last season, and you know, in recent months we had a long chat with Tony Calabro, which you know, if you're anyone in the local music scene to have you know, the trust and you know, friendship of Tony Calabro with the show, you know, that speaks volumes. And Tony, you know, we were entrusted to tell his story, and you know, what an honour.
I think one of the great things about it is it's all about Gippsland, it's all about local music, and it's also about engaging the local community and talking about all the great things that we have available right here in Gippsland.
Gippsland's a really big region, but Live at Spectrum has just grabbed everything and kind of tied it together. So it's networking, I guess. It's making connections and making sure that people know who other people are. Like, we do the gig guide, we don't have to do that. We do that because we want people to get out to gigs, but it's also just reinforced what we're doing in the studio live.
Just gives them an experience that they would never get anywhere else.
It's being part of a community. I think that's the amazing thing about the crew and the team here, but just everyone who steps into this studio as well. It just highlights how much amazing stuff's happening in this region.
It's the people. It's a great family of people that I'd do anything for.
20 years of broadcasting this year in commercial radio, and the only other time I'd ever been on TV was Channel 31 in Melbourne many years ago, and it was an awkward interview, kind of like this, and yeah, and that's about it. And it's funny because my grandmother, my whole life, said, Trent, you need to be on TV. This is something about you, and you remind me of Larry Emder. You've done makeup on myself and Brett Glover. Who's the one that takes the most amount of time and why?
I don't think there's a right answer to this. It really depends
Here's the honest answer.
On the day.
Yeah, look, we've looked for support, and that's been I guess of extremely limited success. That'd be a nice way to say it. But you know, we've dealt with a lot of good people, and everyone is really, they've got a real positive attitude about what we're doing. They're really encouraging, but I guess it's it's just one of those things that how do you model that to be sustainable? We don't have the answer yet.
Season 3, I look, you know, if this is going, I just want to be there.
Honestly, I think it's still got so much to do. There's a lot of people out there who watch, who maybe don't always hear from. But it gives a platform to artists out to such a wide audience, like international. I think that's amazing.
This is a wonderful opportunity for either a large corporate or a philanthropist who has an interest in music to get behind Live at Spectrum, to get behind musicians in Gippsland, and to continue to create a platform so that we can showcase everything that's great about live music here in Gippsland, and to continue to support this crew because you do such an awesome job and you do such great work. And it's a great opportunity. I think there's a business partner out there that'll snap this up in a heartbeat. So I reckon that'll be the new life of Season 3. It may have a benevolent benefactor that comes in and decides that they're going to back this and make Season 3 even bigger and better than 1 and 2 have been, but it's going to be hard to top.
Hopefully this is a night to go out and remember, and if if there's a way that we can come back in 2018 and do some more stuff, we'll hang the lights back up, we'll plug the cameras in, and we will do what we do, and we will have fun doing it, and hopefully people continue to watch.